Dolly Parton has absolutely influenced my songwriting. I write songs that are originally derived from Dolly Parton's ideas every day. I wrote one yesterday, actually. And I think that there's so many things about me and Dolly that are stark opposites and contrasting in every way. But growing up with a loving family but without means, growing up in poverty is a well that I go back to again and again and again, and I find that Dolly does too. So I find a real kindred spirit in her because of that specifically. The thing that stands out to me most about Dolly Parton is that she can veer so easily into being autobiographical and really, really honest about herself and her life, into total imaginative territory, to where she is making movies and painting pictures with her songs that may or may not have ever pertained to her life. I feel that way about Brandi Carlile too. You have an observational autobiographical songwriting genius like, say, Joni Mitchell, and then just as potent, just as influential, you have a lyricist and a songwriter who's painting pictures of places he's never been before, but they're just as beautiful and just as vibrant when you think about Brandi Carlile. To me, Dolly Parton has both of those abilities in one person. It's very, very rare, and I strive for it as a songwriter and haven't gotten anywhere near it yet. The first time I heard Coat of Many Colors, I've had 3 phases of letting that song into my life and letting that song into my heart. The first time I heard Coat of Many Colors, I thought about being poor and not always having the clothing that I wanted, which is a metaphor for the skin that you're in. I recall going to school and not being dressed appropriately, not having the right kinds of clothes, having to get them from a clothing mission, or having them not be right for the temperature outside, and never really feeling seen for who I was, but only what I was wearing, and when I wanted people to see that the love I was capable of. And then I got a little older, and I thought about the Coat of Many Colors in terms of it spanning the rainbow, and about being a queer person and what it was like as someone who's gay, being adorned in this coat of many colors, in more of an esoteric way, and still not being seen for who I am or what I'm capable of, because of something I can't control, all the way to having my own children and having a light of positivity shed on both of those things, both my gayness and the poverty of my youth, and watching my daughters embrace the rainbow and watching them embrace that song, and knowing that for them, A Coat of Many Colors isn't a story of pain at all. And so it's had quite an evolution in my life, and it's been a cornerstone song for me. I can still remember sitting on the floor of my best friend's bedroom. I must have been 14, and she had Dolly's first book, My Life and Other Unfinished Business, or something like that. And I flipped through the book, and I was moderately interested in what was inside, but in the back there was like a Q&A or something with Dolly's fans, where she became, to my knowledge, the first country music singer to ever acknowledge the humanity in LGBTQ people. And as a 14-year-old, I think it kept me from divorcing country music altogether. I think Dolly kept me engaged in where it was all going, and in how, what kind of country music singer I could be. I didn't know if there was a place for me in that genre of music until Dolly said there was. That's a big deal.
Well, Brandi, first of all, I think you're one of the greatest songwriters ever, and I love your singing, I love your heart, everything about you. And to think that you even like my songs as much as you say you do is very touching to me, and I take that as quite a compliment. But the song, Coat of Many Colors, is a song that's my favorite because, like you, I believe it actually touches a lot of people for different reasons. And to me, it's about my mama, but it's also about life and about principles and values, and it addresses bullying, and it's like acceptance. It really says a lot of things, but I think a lot of people relate to it because they've been made fun of about one thing or another. It might not have been something they wore. It could be being overweight or having a handicap or whatever. So everybody seems to relate to this song for one reason or another. And thank you for loving it, and thank you for singing it too.